So Brent Venables had his weekly call. And the news just did not come the way we would liked it. So we're going to jump into that. We're also going to talk about the polls because why? We do it every week. For the uninitiated, y'all should know. So just get used to it. I'm sorry, I know. But we're going to do this. So let's dive into that. Before we do that, welcome to Unfair Sports. I'm your host, Jay. Thank y'all for pulling up to the channel. This video is powered by our partners over at BetUS. They are hooking up the gamer. 150% bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000 when you use our promo code YouTube150. So we're going to talk polls. We're also going to talk about what Brent Venables talked about in his call that got a lot of us kind of, a little sad. So let's go on and jump into the polls first. Then we'll do that. All right, as y'all know, we do this every week. The rankings came through Oklahoma, when it comes to these polls, right? We didn't get the love that we thought we were going to get here. And after all of the carnage that happened, Oklahoma basically moved up one spot, tied for 18th in the AP poll with Indiana and Kansas State, and 16th in the coaches poll. We moved up one spot just above Utah. Utah's above us in the AP poll. So, I don't know what that really means, but I'll tell you this. That the Sooners got a lot of work to do to prove themselves. And it's just kind of one of those things that, unfortunately for them and for us, it's just we're going to have to do it. We're going to have to show ourselves. And I don't mind it. Like, I think this is a good spot. That win against Auburn, to me, was a big and huge win for this team and huge for what they're trying to do. Because we kind of needed that, I guess you could say, that monkey off our back in playing on the road in the SEC. Now we've got the big challenge, which is going to be big, bad, number one, Texas, right? Of course, as a Sooner fan, you have no fear of Texas. You've been raised in the last 24 years of knowing that, Texas is no fear. Honestly, if you go back the last 90 years, I'm going to give y'all a video on that on probably Wednesday where we break that down of the last 90 years of Oklahoma versus Texas and when you should actually be afraid of them. And luckily, it's been a while since Oklahoma has actually had a losing record versus them. So we'll argue about that later. But there's been 9 games that Texas has been favorites since 99. And we'll look at those as well. But the big thing is with these polls is that Tennessee dropped 4 spots. Bama dropped 6. And I guess the saving grace for both of them is that they've got to win. Tennessee got to win over us. Bama got to win over Georgia, which is just above them at 5. So that's probably why they didn't drop as far, but Missouri, of course, had to fall. They got shellacked by Texas A&M, and honestly, Texas A&M deserved to jump up 10 spots in a way, right? I don't know if Texas A&M should be number 15 in the country, but the fact that they have won 5 straight games is pretty commendable. And so for us, all we got to do is keep proving ourselves, right? 1 week at a time. And if we pull the upset for the 3rd week in a row for the number 1 team, that ain't gonna do nothing but help us look even better. So it'll help us with momentum going forward. And the good thing for us is we had that bye week. We desperately needed that bye week. And then Brent Venables, of course, talked about the bye week and what that means. And so let's dive into what he said and kind of go into the bad news. But first, word from our sponsor. Shout out to our partners over at BetUS. They are taking care of the gamer. They're hooking you up. They're giving you a bonus of 150% on your first deposit up to $2,000 when you use our promo code YouTube150. And so as you can see here, you can come in here and search Oklahoma. Got some Thunder stuff in here too if you're a Thunder fan, like basketball. But NFL, college football, we've got Oklahoma, Texas, so OU, Texas. Oklahoma's a 14-point dog. So, of course, we are riding with the squad because we are Sooner fans. You can put that bet on this site. You can do that too if you decide that you want to put a little something on the Sooners because BetUS is taking care of you. 150% bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000. If you use our promo code YouTube150, they'll also give you 125% on your second and third deposits. They're one of the fastest payout sites out there in the country, and one of the best things they do, they'll give you bettors insurance. And so twice a year, they'll give you 10% back on your net losses. So if you do take an L, you can get some of that back, redeem yourself later. So check them out, BetUS. We appreciate them sponsoring the video. 150% bonus up to $2,000 on your first deposit, 125% on your second and third deposit by using YouTube 150. So I see we're 14-point dogs, and then Brent Venables dropped this on us. And so on his evening show, shout out to George Stoya as well as Parker Thune over there at OU Insider, George Stoya over at Sooner Scoop. They're tweeting it through. And Brent Venables basically told us that we will see when it comes to Deion Burke's availability for Saturday against Texas, and that Jalil Farouk is getting his boot off and should be back hopefully soon. Not this week, but soon. And then Andrew Anthony had another procedure on that knee. So a lot of you have asked, Jay, what's up with Andrew Anthony? We ain't seen him. What's going on? Well, he played in the first game. I'm guessing things didn't feel right, and he had to go back underneath the knife. Now, it sounds like it's not a serious type of knife situation to where he will be done, but it sounds like he's probably going to be out for a couple of weeks. So if there's anything, if I'm looking to see Deion Burks, Jalil Farouk, and Andrew Anthony, the earliest is going to be Ole Miss. That's just my personal assessment. Now, I've heard other assessments on that, but me personally, I'm going to say the earliest I expect to see them will be Ole Miss. So that's the last week of October. And if we don't see them then, it will probably be after the bye week and then closer to the Missouri game. That's probably when we'll actually get to see them. So it's either Ole Miss or Missouri is when I think is the earliest time that we'll see either. So it'll either be November or it'll be into this month. I miss our receivers, and I understand, guys. I mean, we got a lot of young guys. J.J. Hester looked good against Auburn, and he stepped up in a big way. Right now, it's time for the other guys to step up. Texas does not have a lot of film on the other guys. They don't have film really on Jaquez Petaway. They got a little bit of Hester now and Michael Hawkins, but they don't really. They know Brennan because Brennan played there. But, at some point we can get Ivan Carrion going. He's probably just not ready. Why you haven't seen much of him. I've seen Kearney. I've seen both the Zions, Kearney as well as Rajan. Hopefully they can get acclimated and ready to go. But it feels like Michael Hawkins is getting a lot more comfortable in the offense. And I honestly expect to see more. Now, granted, Brent Venables did mention that he does expect to see Taylor Tatum. And at the same time, they have packages put together for Jacoby Johnson. So I know we did not see Jacoby in the Auburn game. So I get why everybody was like, what's going on with him? Why he's not ready? Well, he only had like 1 week of practice. So they probably felt more comfortable getting him a little bit more acclimated in practice. And now we'll see some packages with him going against Texas. If anything, we just didn't put any film on there for Texas to look at Jacoby Johnson. Jacoby is an elite athlete. He was very much elite at Mustang. And so now we'll get an opportunity to see what he looks like going forward, right? So keep your eyes open on those packages. Keep your eyes open on what we will get out of Jacoby and then, the other wide receivers out there. But unfortunately for us, we won't be seeing probably Deion Burks. Look, he said we'll see. I don't think this man's going to be able to heal enough in the next couple of days. I expect to see him as a doubtful on the first injury report, which comes Wednesday. Y'all know we're gonna talk about it. We'll have a video on it. We'll talk about it on Locked On Sooners, and I'll probably go ahead and post the first one in the community. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification so you don't miss anything. We'll post the first one in there, and then we'll post the Friday one like we always do. And then we'll just see what it looks like before Texas. But again, things ain't optimal, but at the same time, we're going to be optimistic. We'll see what Michael Hawkins can do. Shout out to him. Let me know what y'all think. Hop in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. I know it's unfortunate to lose your top 5 wide receivers this season. So, yeah, it's kind of wild that we don't have any of them. Just bananas. But life happens and we'll move forward. You made this far, like the content, go ahead and hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We'd love to hear from you all. Talking OU football, SEC, college football general, and we're having a blast doing it. All right. We will chop it up with you all tomorrow. We'll have the BV press conference. We'll definitely drop a video about that. Shout out to BetUS. Thanks for powering this video. They're hooking up the gamer. 150% bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000 using the promo code YouTube150. We'll chop it up with all y'all next day or two.